Hello, all. So many of you absolutely understand that I love learning. I love when I get stuff wrong. It's an opportunity to learn something new, particularly when it comes to the lived experiences of other people, which I have no perspective of. And, in this work of trying to minimize harm, there's so much to learn, so many things that, and we're not expected to know everything. And that's why I do these videos. As sometimes yes, I get on your cases for being fucking lazy, but the bottom line is we all need to do better to improve the experiences of everyone in our communities. And so yesterday, I don't know how many of you followed along, but yesterday I had a tweet that I used, had started using pronouns she, her, they, them. And because I've been told by several individuals that they, them was like the de facto default if you don't know someone's pronouns. And because as a person who is not discriminated against or excluded from most spaces because I identify my pronouns quote unquote match how I look. I don't have that the challenges that other people have. So I thought it was an attempt to demonstrate how to be more inclusive. And so yes, that tweet got a lot of positive feedback. But there was one individual who said that because they are non-binary and don't identify with them, that my doing so in an effort to be an example of how to be inclusive. I guess I just want to I just want to normalize people using their pronouns. That's what the whole thing was about. And so realizing that as positive as the feedback was for many, the fact that some individuals still felt excluded from that, it did not feel right for me, but I did not have the answers, and I still don't have the answers to that. And that's why I come to you in these moments, is to say we're all trying to create something that was never meant to exist. This space, this world, white supremacy, racism, all this stuff was not meant to include pronouns that are not him, he, her, she. It was not. The language doesn't work for that. And so for us to embrace how people choose to identify with themselves, because that's their choice, and for us to respect that, we have to get beyond what the language allows and create spaces for individuals to show up and use the language however best fits them. And so, I just wanted to talk about that, because how pronouns are how we identify ourselves, and they're very important. I've heard people have comments like, why is this so important? Because it's how we show up, and you should have a right to show up in spaces the way you want to, that make you feel most comfortable and safe and protected. So I'm still figuring this out. I have no clue. I apologize for the harm that I caused. And I want you to recognize that I didn't say if I caused any harm. I recognize that I caused harm because this individual felt excluded from even in my attempts to include. So it's not about intention. It's about impact. So I immediately removed that from my profile. But what I'm going to ask, though, from the hashtag #CauseUsIn community, if you care about making underrepresented individuals who are underrepresented from underrepresented genders, again, I'm still figuring this out. If you care about the fact that they need to be included and safe in our spaces, what I can do instead of co-opting they, them, I can put my she, her in my profile, my bio, at least on Twitter, because that's where we mainly hang out. And I'm going to ask everyone else to do that, because then it removes the stigma. It normalizes it. And then it helps people not have to guess and assume if they don't have to assume me because I've been explicit about what my pronouns are, then we will get into the habit of going to other people's profiles and bios and looking and seeing what their explicit pronouns are, and we can start using them with these individuals. And so it's not guessing, it's not assumptions, because I'm again now understanding that they is exclusionary to people, and that's not what I want to be. So that's what this video is about. If you care about this, I ask you to go into your Twitter bios and put your preferred pronouns there, and it will help our community be more inclusive. It will help. I see us as an example of how we can move tech into a more inclusive and diverse space and safety and welcoming for everybody. And also, I'm putting a call out. I would really like to do a podcast episode about pronouns. There's so much I have to learn, and I don't want to learn it in a vacuum. So if there's anyone who's interested in coming on the program to have this conversation, and I wouldn't mind having a few people come on and have a panel about this topic so that we all learn together, so that we learn to respect all of our members in the #Cognizant community. So have a wonderful day.